I'm here with Colleen at the Childcare open house. They were having a discussion this morning, and Colleen brought up the point that the math simply isn't adding up. Maternity leave is 6 months, but there's some daycares that usually don't take children until 18 months. So what are you doing with this gap in between?
It's doing a lot of research to try and find the spaces for that infant program, which are few and far between in this area, actually, well, in most areas. 18 months is usually the norm, and then, like I said, there's very few that will take the infant program or infant age, which makes waiting lists a lot longer and spots to get harder.
And when did you start applying to waiting lists?
We started in January, so when she was 4 months old. Again, 8 months before I'm supposed to go back, it's a little stressful, so getting it done is important, but, waiting lists, you could find out a week before, or you don't find out ever, so.
You started looking really early, and some of the moms also said that they started looking as soon as they were pregnant. Is that really what the case is?
Yeah, I work in Toronto, and a lot of my coworkers started looking when they were pregnant, and I was thinking in Burlington hopefully we'd have a little more lead time, and it worked out, and we do have a spot, but it is quite stressful when they're only 4 months old, thinking, what's it going to be like when he's a year, and will he like this spot 8 months from now, which is forever in baby time.
From one issue to another, the mothers say that once the waiting game is over, it's time to empty your pockets.
Facilities can go anywhere from like $40 to $60, which is not at all affordable. When you have mortgage to pay, you have to put food on the table, you have to car payments, insurance, you know what I mean?
Chantel says her and little Caden are currently getting a deal from a family friend on daycare, but when she hopes to grow her family in the future, she says it will actually save her more money to stay home than go back to work.
I'd probably have to stay home, as much as it sucks. And even then, if that's not affordable, like financially, we wouldn't be able to work off one income. So, no, you can't ask that. But yeah, I don't even know what we would do in that point. Like I said, once we do have another child and we do end up moving, I don't know where that's going to leave us.
This open forum was put together by Liberal candidate Karina Gould, Kirsten Duncan, current MP for Etobicoke North, and hosted by Momstown Burlington. Karina says this morning was all about listening, because prior to the 2015 election, the Liberals want to know where you stand. Or maybe you crawl.
The number one issue is a mix of cost and accessibility, right? So I've been going door to door since September, since I've been nominated as the candidate for the Liberals, and I've been coming across a lot of young families. And one of the questions I ask them is, what do they do for daycare? And usually the response is, oh my gosh, that's a huge question, right? And they're saying, well, I would like to put my child in daycare, or I do, and I'm paying, between $900 and $1,200 a month per child, right? Which is a huge, huge impact on a family's income. Or they're saying, oh, I'm really fortunate, my mom is able to come for 3 hours during the day now, and my dad can come 3 hours a day this day, and then the other day I'm sending them to home daycare, and they've got like a whole hodgepodge of solutions, right?
For now, moms can rely on less expensive daycare once their infant is of age to walk or feed themselves. And that's where Momstown comes in. They don't need to be making their own phone calls or setting their own schedule, but Momstown wants to help you make your baby more independent so that childcare can be more affordable. The government does currently supply families who qualify with monthly checks, but those who receive it say it only covers 1 to 2 days worth of daycare.
But the issue is we're talking about our children and our country's future, and we're not providing solutions for them or for families. So for me, this is a really important issue, both on a social level and an economic issue.
For Halton Insider, I'm Krista Sharpe.